So spring has sprung, and today we are here in a beautiful propagation greenhouse, seed starting greenhouse, and I am with Rich Coburn of the farm at Eastman's Corner, and he is the master of all this beautiful seedlings that we see before us. And right here we have what is known as a hot box or germination box, and I would love for Rich to describe a little bit more about what he does here.
Well, Clara, as you can see, this is where I start my seedlings. What I do is I have usually 2 to 4 heat mats that I lay out here and put all of my plug trays in that I'm starting, usually very small plug trays, and keep it moist, keep it hot, and that way I get more uniform germination.
Okay, great. So this is sort of stage 1 for, say, a tomato, for instance. So
Yes.
you would get it to germinate, and then from here it would move on to a potting on process to a different size container.
Yep, exactly.
Great.
I would usually take a small, like 200 plug tray, and then move it to, say, a 6-pack or a 24 plug tray.
Okay.
So
Great.
it has better rooting and has the space to get taller.
Great. And then I also see some larger tomatoes in here which appear to be grafted. So do you use this as sort of a pre-stage for them as well?
I do. When I have over spillage of my grafted tomatoes, when they get a little bit bigger, what I do is to get less intense stress from the sun is I'll take all the heat mats out, take all the warmth out, put capillary mats in to get the moisture trapped.
Great.
And keep them in here so I have a very controlled environment. Put some shade cloth over it so it's not as stressed out from the sun.
Okay.
Before they get to fully form that bond.
Okay, great. There are many different types of containers that you can use to start seedlings. Here we have examples of some cell trays, plug trays. There are plenty of different names, but basically it's just a plastic container. They are either can be small in size, larger in size, and the most important thing to remember is that it will depend on the crop you're growing and how long it needs to grow before it goes into the ground. So something like a tomato that would need longer might start out in this smaller one, and then something like broccoli that doesn't need quite as long might start in a larger one. What specifically do we have here? What are the names and the sizes that you reference when you use these?
In my hand I got a 72 cell flat or plug tray. Here I got a 50, and you have a 200. So it's just like you said. It depends on the seed size. It depends on the crop and what it needs, and how long you're planning on keeping it in the nursery before putting it outside.
Great, and I've never been a huge fan of plastic, but you are able to recycle these year to year, and
I use them every year.
Okay.
Same ones every year.
Great, and they seem like they're an efficient use of space, so that once you get down to your benches, which we have out here, there is a lot of plants that can be set out onto the benches as they continue to grow before they get transplanted into the ground. What in particular do we have here? What are some examples?
Well, right in front of you we have summer squash and zucchini, which I actually seed directly into 24 cell flats, so they need bigger space to start.
Yep.
We have lettuce, which was seeded into a 128 cell flat. We have, I think this is parsley. Parsley, which was a 122 cell flat. Scallions, the same, on and on.
Okay, great. So there's plenty of variety here, and again, it just depends on the sort of stage that they need in order to grow.
Exactly.
Great.